Hey guys, how's everyone doing? Welcome to another episode of Car Rides with Cody. I'm glad you're here today. I'm glad you're listening. If you have any prayer requests, drop those in the comments, please, or send me a text. I'd love to be praying for you guys. But let's just jump into it. I'm going to be reading in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 11 today. So please feel free to grab your Bibles and follow along. Before I can park and read that, I'm going to explain a little bit of what it is. So in 1 Corinthians, Paul, the Apostle Paul, is writing a letter to the people of Corinth, to the Corinthians, and he's got some things to tell them. And so he writes them this letter, and I'm hoping you guys have your Bibles now because I'm going to read it, so please feel free to follow along or pause the video if you need to find it. Verse 11 reads, "When I was a child, I spoke like a child, I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I gave up my childish ways." Now, if you don't know the difference between a child and an adult, maybe you don't have younger siblings and you can't compare them and the way that they think and reason to the way that your parents think and reason, or your grandparents, or anything like that, then think of it this way. When I was younger, not you guys, my parents got a new TV, and it was a nice TV, and I should have been excited about it, and I would now if I got a nice TV, but I was 6, and so I was excited about the box. Yeah, it wasn't fancy, it was just a box. I mean, it was big, I guess that was cool, but that's what I was excited about, and that is not what I should have been excited about, because it was a nice TV, bells and whistles, good quality. I don't know what makes TV nice. So, again, excited about the wrong things. Just wasn't making the greatest calls there, because I should have just been excited about that TV. But anyways, the meaning of this verse is this. Paul is writing to tell the people, the Corinthians, that, hey, you need to stop being childish, because what they were doing was they had become Christ followers. They were following Jesus, but they were still holding on to some of the traditions and the ways of their old gods, or some of the bad habits that they had beforehand, and they shouldn't have been doing that. And he was kind of telling them, you need to grow up in your faith. You need to be excited about God, and you need to put all these other things behind you, because these things aren't going to help you in the long run. They're not going to benefit you or do you any good, and they're actually going to cause you some harm. So he's telling them, just like you would tell a kid who's acting up or being irresponsible, to, hey, dude, grow up, come on. He's telling them the same thing, but in their faith. He's telling them to grow up in their faith, because they're at a point where they should grow up in their faith, and they should know better. So, I want to leave you guys with a question. Where can you grow up in your faith, or in your life in general? If you want to talk about it, feel free to text me or call me, or Courtney. If not, I will see you next Tuesday for our next episode of Car Rides with Cody. So, have a good day, guys.